Cancer, what's up, you beautiful you? This is Brandon with Unwound Intuitive, here to do your energetic reading for July 23rd through the 30th. I hope you guys are coming off a wonderful weekend, and I hope that those weekend vibes helped you out a little bit. Just so you know, I do those weekend vibes every Friday as well as the weeklies on every Tuesday, so stay tuned. I'm constantly trying to give you guys as much assistance as I know how to give and as I'm able to. But I hope you guys are having a good week so far. I know it's only one day in and there's a couple more to go, but the worst of it's out of the way. The Monday is usually the worst day of the week for most. And I hope it was the best Monday that you could have had, though. But what do we have for my beautiful Cancer for July 23rd through the 30th? Like I like to tell the other signs, you know, for everybody who hasn't seen any of my videos yet, none of this stuff is like, if you don't listen to what I say, it's going to be doom and gloom. If you're walking along your path, you're probably going to be doing a lot of this stuff automatically. You won't even you'll realize that you know you're following the exact energetic path that you're supposed to. But it's just a little bit of a guidance from the universe at large. It's not pass or fail kind of stuff, but it's just a little bit of advice to help you get the most out of the next 7 days, help you get the best outcome from all the energy swirling around right now with all the retrogrades, excuse me, and just coming out of this eclipse season. So we want to be very aware of what's going on in our energetic environment, and this is all this is trying to help you with. But let's go ahead and get into the reading. The cards already popped out. But first, start you guys out with, we're going to make sure that we're communicating this week, and we're going to make sure that this is throat chakra energy right here. We want to make sure that we're communicating honestly so that we can communicate with clarity and receive clarity in the communication that's given to us. You get what you give, and if you're giving out a bunch of gas, that's exactly what you're going to get back. And everybody knows gas is a little bit stinky sometimes, ain't it? So let's make sure that we're communicating honestly and openly, because that's the key to successful communication, is being clear about what it is you want or you desire or that you want to communicate to the other person. You don't want to cause confusion with the words that come out of your mouth this week, Cancer, or that's going to work a little bit against you, and that's going to be trouble for you going into the next energetic cycle. So let's make sure that even through this Mercury retrograde, we're using that retrograde to its purpose by communicating exactly what it is that's on our mind. Even if it's a little bit rough around the edges when it comes out, if you make an attempt to make it eloquent but keep it honest, it's going to get the job done. So let's make sure that we're communicating honestly and openly, okay? Also, for the beautiful Cancerian, let's make sure that we're continuing to develop this heart chakra energy. Like I've told the other signs, what you want to do with that heart chakra is extend it out as far as you can until it goes over the horizon, and it's going to come back over the horizon that's behind you and come right back to you. That's what manifestation is all about. That's what the energy exchange is all about, is giving it out and receiving it back in an equal or greater measure. So let's make sure that we're extending that heart chakra out. You don't have to be super soft like a marshmallow that just came out the microwave, but make sure that you're being kind. Make sure that you're being caring. Let's make sure that we're being generous as much as we can. As much as we can. You know, I know it's tough out there to be generous and kind and loving sometimes, but it's a natural state of being. It's what the natural spirit, it's what our spirit naturally desires and wants, is loving communication. So let's make sure that we're being that as much as we can this week, Cancer, so that we don't get bogged down by aggressive communication, by low vibrational communication that might take you out of your path or divert you from the one that you've been on. Okay? Also, for the beautiful Cancerian, we're staying in heart chakra energy. Like I said, let's radiate that love outwardly, so that it comes right back to us in a equal or greater measure, okay? And we're going to do that by sticking with things that we're passionate about, one, and we're also going to do that by giving that passion out to the universe at large. It's going to come back to you, and if you give it out to the universe is going to dress it up real nice, and it's going to bring you back something even better. Don't be afraid to let go of anything in this season, because whatever you lose, whatever is gone, is going to be replaced by something better. And you have to believe that, because it's true. So let's make sure that we're being passionate. That way our heart chakra is emanating outwardly and we're glowing from within. When you glow, you don't need anything else to shine, babe. So let's make sure that we're using that. We're being our higher divine self as much as possible this week. And that's going to pay dividends for you, okay? All right, love soldiers. Like I said, we're going to make sure that we're communicating honestly, but also in an eloquent way. Let's make sure that we're being measured in our words so that we're not putting anything out there that's going to tear somebody else from their ascension or from their higher vibrational state. We want to make sure that we're either A, speaking into that harmony, or B, adding to it, changing it for the better. By using that heart chakra energy that it's asking you to extend out. Maybe there's somebody out there this week that you're going to want to, or you're going to be challenged to communicate with in an honest, loving way that's going to help both of you open your heart chakras up. Let's make sure that we're not closing ourselves off to the divine by thinking that we know everything, or that we have everything, or that nothing needs to be fixed about us. We should constantly be in a state of evolution. In revolution. That's what a chakra is. It's a wheel. So let's make sure that we're turning with the wheels of life, not working against it by providing or causing confusion or misdirecting people or not being willing to share that love language. Okay? And also, like I said, it's just really trying to nail the point home right now. Let's make sure that we're continuing to evolve our throat chakra. We're continuing to express ourselves in graceful, loving ways. Like I just got done saying to you, you don't have to think that you have to be the nicest person in the world, but you don't have to be the nicest person in the world to extend generosity, to extend respect, to let somebody know that it matters that they exist in your world. That gives somebody purpose, that gives people purpose, is when they know that somebody else is excited to see them or is concerned about the state of their well-being. And that might be what you're being called to do, is to gift people with that Cancerian heart that you guys have. You guys have a big heart, and you're able to use that when you want. But sometimes it's easy to get caught up in things that pull you right down and make you not want to exist in that higher vibrational state. It's more comfortable to sit in the mud sometimes. But no, that's not what the universe is asking you to do this week, Cancer. They're asking you to pull up your bootstraps and maybe assist somebody else with opening their heart by extending yours out. This is what we're being called to do, is to not only work on ourselves, but realize that we're cogs, we're chakras in a universal body. So we not only should want ourselves to be better, but we should want everybody else in our environment to ascend with us. Otherwise, you're surrounded by a bunch of imbeciles, which is not my ideal situation. So I hope it's not yours either. But let's make sure that we're continuing to develop this throat chakra, and that's going to happen just by communicating in a loving way. And that's going to work those two chakras hand in hand. If you're communicating in a loving way, you're communicating love language, which opens the heart chakra. See, it's all domino effect. It all flows one into the next. It's all cogs. They're all chakras in the universal body. Whatever I just said. But yes, let's make sure that we're being cogs in the machine. Okay? Also, my beautiful Cancerians, like I said, let's keep an eye on those relationships. Let's make sure that we're nurturing the garden so it grows into a forest. And the forest grows into a world, and the world continues to grow into a universe, and so on and so forth. We do this by nurturing our relationships, not by destroying them or challenging them or doing things that work against the harmony of them. So let's make sure that we're paying attention to our connections, working with acceptance, allowing people the freedom to grow, and trusting in the universe to also assist with this. Let's trust in that crown chakra to pour into you so that you're getting your divine guidance as well, and not just pulling everything from yourself. Nobody has to do any of this work alone. The divine is always there, always willing, always extending a hand out, always trying to pour into the crown, but people don't know it's there, or they just have it closed off, and that works against that guidance. So make sure that you're using the gifts that are being given to you right now, Cancer. And if you're going through things right now, these are challenges that are going to help you develop and work on the things that you might need to change within your own life. And some of those might have to do with the relationships in your life. So let's make sure that we're nurturing and not destroying those around us, okay? And finally, for my beautiful Cancer, let's continue to, like I just talked about, let's continue to expand that crown energy by working on expanding this intelligence. Like I just got done telling another sign, we're gathering all this intelligence. We're being gifted with all this knowledge because intelligence is the lower form of wisdom. When you're gathering intelligence, it's what you're taking in. But when you're giving wisdom, it's what you're giving out. So let's make sure that we're gathering as much intelligence as we can, and allowing that quiet voice to speak as loudly as it wants to, so that we can hear clearly and get the message that is trying to be received. And we're going to do that by opening ourselves up to that divine consciousness, by studying the things that we've been going through and why we've been going through them. And if you're into this energy work, start studying the chakras and how they work, so that you can continue to develop yourself and help others evolve as well. Evolve and revolve. We want to be cogs. We want the chakras to turn. We don't want them to sit still. That's not a very good chakra. So let's make sure that we're developing our intelligence, continuing to develop your intelligence. I can feel you guys expanding your mind chakra as we speak, and it feels pretty good. Your Cancerian energy is in a good place. So let's continue to walk down that road. Let's continue to communicate honestly, openly, and lovingly, if that's what you've been doing. And that's going to expand that heart chakra energy, which flows into the next, which flows into the next, and keeps it moving. You understand? So let's evolve and revolve. But that's all I have for you right now. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far. I hope that the rest of the week is just as fantastic for you. I'll be speaking with you on Friday with the weekend vibes. So tune in for that if you want just a little bit of assistance on how to maximize your weekend energies. And I'll be back next week with the weekly, of course. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves. I hope you have a productive week. If you're just out there enjoying the summer, I hope that you continue to enjoy it. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Namaste.